I'm here, you guys. I know you're waiting to see me.
Holding her hostage. We will continue our protest of the 20% down myth from here to eternity. I just wanted to let you know.
So every time, this is what you see.
Yep.
You don't need 20% down to buy a house, right?
The myth.
The myth.
The myth.
The myth, the man, the legend.
Not me. But 20% down. That's
Okay.
a myth. So there were some comments. I've got a $25 gift card for Amazon in my truck, so we should be able to
Yep. Yeah.
award that. We'll probably
Yep.
post
And
that.
I'm going to pull one out too. So we'll give
So-
out two. That's great.
Keep this in mind, okay? You're going to hear it from me a lot. So
Okay.
20% down.
You got a whole
Myth.
list. You got a whole list of stuff, which it sounds like I'm not going to be able to talk very much. So I'm going to talk first. I got two great new listings. One at 176 Greenfield in Ionia, south of town, $240,000, and that does qualify
Yeah.
for.
Yep. Are my home rewards. So,
Yep. So where your bank would cover
Processing, underwriting, title, appraisal.
thousands of dollars for
Thousands
the
of
buyer.
dollars. We're closing on a refi today. $2,800 is what the cost was. And it's the only variable cost is title insurance. So,
Right.
So the bigger the loan, the more the title insurance policy is. So
Yep.
the lower the loan, the
So this one, if you were interested in that house, you'll call me. But we'd set you up with Boomer and you get
Yep.
most of your closing costs
Yeah.
paid.
Assuming we can get you under that.
Right.
income.
Always assuming that you qualify for the
There's
program.
two qualifications. Your income has to be less than basically it's like 135, depending on the area.
Both borrowers combined.
Any number of borrowers.
Any number of
Yep.
borrowers. Okay.
One person, 2, 3, however many,
Okay.
and then the house needs to be in that census tract.
Yep. And I was surprised this other one I listed was
I know. I think that is on the north side.
of 21.
Of
Yeah.
21.
So yeah, I listed this darling 525 Germain. Darling, very affordable, 160,000. Very hard to find a 3-bedroom. It's got hardwood floors, natural woodwork throughout. Really cute, charming little front porch, and a nice big yard, and a 1-stall garage. So that's going to be a hot property too.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that one does not qualify, but you would surely still love to do the loan.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
okay, so that's all I get to say today. He's got a whole list of crap he's going to blah, blah, blah about.
Well, as I'm sure the press and media has made you aware, that rates
Did they go up? Did they go down?
they went both.
They're up and down, yeah.
Yeah, Friday's, I think it was the jobs data that really got people going. Rates had fallen a little bit towards, the end of the day. And then over the weekend, rates were it was considerably down
Right.
to the lowest I've seen in well over a year.
Did you lock a bunch?
Well, unfortunately, the way it works is the back room people on the mortgage side, they have to match and they've got to adjust things. They couldn't open immediately because there's so much volatility.
Oh, okay.
So, the chart looks like this, and then it came down, and then it shot right back up, and basically Monday closed almost exactly where Friday ended.
Wow.
So I don't know that many people were able to lock. It just
Right.
the way it worked out, and they've actually crept up. So what you want to look at is the 10-year Treasury. If that's going up, typically mortgage rates are going up. If that's coming down, typically mortgage rates are coming down. So it's actually crept up a little bit. It was great. CNBC was talking about it all the time. I had more phone calls about rates that day than I've probably gotten in 2
when the
years.
stock market went down 1,000 points, what happened?
Well,
I know it's volatile and it's up
It's
and
not
down.
necessarily tied to the stock market, but the market was selling off because the Fed maybe indicated that there's going to be more possibility of rate cuts, meaning recession or a softening of the economy. So hence treasuries came down a little bit because they thought maybe things are going to be weaker.
So I did see a report from, what's his name, Paul, is it Eisenberg from Grand Valley?
No, Paul Isley.
Oh,
Yep.
you know him, right?
I had
Did you
him
see his
professor.
report?
I did not.
Yeah. So he was saying that, maybe a soft, but he goes, in West Michigan, most people aren't even going to know what's happening. We have such a strong economy here in West Michigan. And I always like listening to him. Was he one of your
Yeah,
professors?
he was. Yep,
Okay.
I had him for one class.
Okay.
Yep. I've seen him speak many times, and yeah,
He's normally right on the money.
he's very, very in tune for sure.
All right, what else do you have?
So rates, they've been up, they've been down. Here's the thing: if you need a house, you need a house.
Right.
You're
And
having
the
twins.
houses are not coming down.
No.
They're going up
Yep.
week after week.
Yeah.
Their prices climb.
Yep. So if you need a house, you need a house. Doesn't really
Let's go.
matter what the rate is. We've got a rate rewind program, so if rates do come down, then we refi you at a lower rate for less cost.
Yep.
So, and
Win-win.
even if we didn't have the rate rewind program, you can always refi at a lower rate if you
Right.
want.
Yep.
So
So if you need a house, you need a house.
you need a house, you need a
Bottom line.
house.
Yep.
I don't, who knows where rates are going to go.
Right.
So,
Right.
cash to close is something that we talk about basically from the beginning of a transaction, once you go under contract, to the very end. And most people think that it's just the down payment. That's, oh, I've got $10,000 for a down payment, or I've got 10% of the purchase price. Great, but that's not the only thing that you're going to need
To pay.
to pay.
Right.
Unless you're asking for the seller to give you concessions.
And if you're working with a fantastic buyer's agent,
yes.
maybe you can get that worked out.
Yeah. Yep. So you've got your cash to close amount, which is when we have the final closing disclosure, we say, here's what you need to bring tomorrow or whatever day to the closing in order to close. It's going to include your down payment, which is typically the biggest
Part of it.
You've got your true closing cost, your appraisal, your title, your underwriting, your processing. Those are basically on the left side of the CD that we see a lot of.
Yep.
Okay. And then you've got your prepaids.
Your homeowner's insurance.
Homeowner's insurance. Your agent is not going to insure your house for a year until you pay
Right.
essentially a full year in advance. The bank collects that, or really the title company does,
Yeah.
as part of your closing cash to close needs. We're not taking a cut of that. It's just
Right,
literally we're collecting it and it gets cut. So you got your prepaid homeowner's insurance. We're doing some escrow setups because you're gonna have to pay property taxes. You're gonna have to pay your homeowner's insurance a year from now.
Right. So what people don't understand with that escrow, so you're paying that right now up front, and then you're going to pay it monthly.
Little by little.
When those property taxes come due next summer, this winter, whenever,
Yep.
the money is there, held in escrow by the bank to pay those expenses. The same way with your homeowners. A little bit of it every month is paid into that. People don't understand that.
Yep.
And then when that homeowner's bill comes due next January, the cash is there, the bank pays that.
Yep. And we've got our servicing team, our escrow
Yes.
teams particular, they figure all that out
Right.
in order to make those payments throughout the year based on what we know those bills to be.
Yes.
And those occasionally will go up, especially if you're going to be buying a house.
Yeah.
For refining it, taxes aren't going to change unless it's just normal. But when you buy a house, the taxes change based on that purchase price.
Right.
The assessor looks at it and then they do their thing.
Jacket. Whoops, sorry.
Sometimes.
Didn't say that. No,
So-
not always.
So little by little, we're taking a little bit of that monthly payment and we're setting it aside for the correct amount so that the tax bills can be paid. Otherwise, if you don't have the escrows, I mean, your property tax bills can be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000,
Right,
whatever it is.
Oh, it's
They're-
so much nicer. I always put my stuff in escrow because you think you're going to save it, and it's like, oh God,
Yeah.
there's that $4,000 bill.
Yeah, and
Where's that coming from?
winter tax bill comes. Are you going to pay your taxes or are you going to pay off
Christmas.
Yeah. So
We're not doing Christmas this year. I forgot to tell you.
Yeah. Canceled it.
Canceled.
Canceled Christmas.
Cancel Christmas.
Carmen, you'll know what I'm talking about.
So I see you have that as C to C.
Yeah, cash to close.
Right. So C to C is us, is clear to close.
No,
And
I get that.
Me and Gail like that.
Yes.
We like clear to
No,
close.
I like that
yes.
too.
Yes.
I like that
we
too.
all like that.
Yes. Yep. But no, there's 3 components: down payment,
Yep.
closing cost, and then your prepaids, your escrows, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Those are your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance. That's all going to happen whether you have a loan or not.
Absolutely. Yep.
So we're just essentially collecting it. And a lot of people say, well, I didn't think there was that many costs. Well, the costs are really here.
Right.
And then you've got your homeowner insurance. That's not us.
Right. Yep.
Property taxes, that's not us, but we're helping collect it. So,
Yep. And, you know, it goes back to nobody's going to work for free, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's an expense. Like, people go to their job, they get paid. We get paid.
We get paid.
We get paid.
We only get paid when we're at the table.
Right.
And the client's happy and it's the ink dries.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a lot of at-bats, so to speak, because you're in sales, I'm in sales. Sales is a numbers game, and not every single sale or every single opportunity ends in a client purchasing.
And we can
a home.
spend a lot of time on those opportunities that never close,
Yep.
and that's just
I have
happens, unfortunately.
I have not had time the last couple months to track my statistics like I had been.
Oh, I'm sure you
But
track them.
when I get just a few extra minutes where I'm not,
Will you share those with me, please?
I will. But
you know I love numbers. And then we'll share ours.
Yeah.
We'll share ours. Gail will get you the statistics this afternoon.
Yes. So now, I mean, we spend a lot of time working with opportunities that, I mean, statistically, they don't ever get to the closing table and the clients, I mean,
but we still keep them in our pipeline.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I have a lot of buyers or sellers that have been in my pipeline for years.
Yep.
I'm closing on one next Tuesday that has, you know, a past client that just for years, and now all of a sudden we have a closing.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. So keeping in touch.
It's just part of our job.
Part of our job.
Yep.
So,
That we love.
Yep. Anyways.
That's it for you?
I think.
Oh, I don't whistle very well, do I?
You don't.
But I do sing.
I thickened the
Oh, the lines
the
are better
lines.
this
I was
week.
told, hey, I can't see what you're doing. Well, hopefully this is a little bit
How
better.
did they say that? So we'll get, we're going to take 2 people that commented, and you'll get Amazon gift cards. We'll pull them out of a hat. We're not going to just say, oh, we like that one. We'll pull them. And we'll let you know. And
You're
thank
going to
you.
physically...
Yeah, we're going to put them on little tiny pieces of paper.
Sally Joe.
That's what we're going to do.
Bill R.
That's what we're
That's
doing.
what you're going to do it out of a hat.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do it out of a hat. You're
think
such
this
a
is more,
smart ass. He is so much like his
More
dad.
technology
Yeah.
you could use to...
Oh, well, I'm not going to download one of your stupid apps.
I'm not
believe me.
saying that.
Okay.
But you could do a random...
Bye.
something.
Always call me Cathy for real estate. 616-915-2890.
And Boomer, 616-902-0796.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate your support.